Hey guys, what is going on? Steven back again, and wow, what a season finale that was. So let's recap, let's review the episode. So in King's Landing, everybody arrives except for Daenerys, where they're met by Bronn, who is escorting them into the Dragon Pit. Now what was cool was along the way seeing all the different reunions taking place. You had Tyrion and Podrick, you had Tyrion and Bronn, and well, you also had the Hound and Brienne also having a reunion as well. Now, fast forward to the Dragon Pit, where everybody here finally arrives. Cersei, Jaime, Qyburn, Euron, and the Mountain, they all come out. Now, what was really cool was seeing the Hound and the Mountain coming face to face. I do think Clegane Bowl is going to happen somehow in Season 8. But how it's going to happen, though, I don't know. Because the Hound is going north. Cersei and her army are staying in King's Landing. So, of course, the Mountain is staying there with her. So, not exactly sure how Clegane Bowl is going to happen. But after seeing that whole face-to-face confrontation between the two, I definitely think it's going to happen somehow. Now, fast forward, Daenerys finally arrives. And just as they're about to get the meeting started, Euron starts in. And, of course, he starts giving Theon problems. Conflict between those two definitely arrives. Hey, still got your sister. What are you going to do about it? You going to come and get her? So just as I predicted, there was going to be conflict between Theon and Euron, of course. Now, Daenerys arrives with both of her dragons. I predicted she was only going to arrive with one dragon, but she ended up bringing both. I did expect a little bit more conflict between Cersei and Daenerys. Especially after she brought both of her dragons. I thought Cersei was going to make some sort of comment about, hey, where's your third dragon? Stuff like that. But she did, end up making that comment, later on in private to Jaime. So, I don't know. I did expect a little bit more conflict going on between the two. But, hey, didn't happen. So, fast forward again. The Hound ends up bringing up the White Walker and everything like that. They show it off. It charges right at Cersei. Now, there is a theory about this that I'm going to be doing a video. I need to rewatch this part again just to get some more information on it. But there is a theory on this whole part right here. So yeah, it charges right at Cersei. The Hound drags it back. He starts to, hack it up and stuff like that. Cuts it in half, cuts its arm off, and it's still moving and everything like that. And of course, Qyburn is very interested because, of course, he's interested in that type of stuff. Reason why he was kicked out of the Citadel. So he is, interested by the chopped off moving hand still. And then, of course, Jon takes it, and he starts saying, hey, only way to kill him, burn him. Then he pulls out the dragon glass and, stabs it and finally kills it. And then fast forwarding again, lost my place. Of course, Euron is freaked out about this, so he's all kind of like, hey, I've been everywhere. I've seen, insane things, but this freaks me out. And of course, Euron's like, well, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Pike. See you later. These things can't swim. But hey, you're not safe. If the water freezes, guess what? You're not safe. Yep. And then, Cersei's like, no, I'm not really, into all this and stuff like that. I really don't care about, a truce and stuff like that. So she storms off. And we did get a really good scene between Tyrion and Cersei. The dialogue between those two was amazing. You hate me, I hate you. We're one big dysfunctional family. And then, of course, Tyrion finds out, she's pregnant and stuff like that. And then, it cuts away. Tyrion comes back. Cersei comes back, and she's like, well, you know what? All right. You have the crown support. Will help you. And then, of course, Cersei agrees to a truce. She wants Jon to agree to a truce as well, but of course, Jon can't lie. And he says, I cannot serve two queens. I've already pledged myself to Daenerys and stuff like that. Cersei announces that any truce is off, and she and the gang march off. But, yeah, very interesting right there. Everybody wants Jon to lie, but of course, he's too much like Ned, who is, too honorable and stuff like that. Then, of course, we fast forward all the way to Winterfell, where Sansa finally receives a letter or a raven from Jon saying he bent the knee to Daenerys. And, of course, Sansa is not happy about this because, she wasn't consulted or anything like that. And, of course, Littlefinger is still playing his tricks, suggesting that Jon wants to wed the Dragon Queen. Hey, she's single, he's single, match made in heaven. Then back at Dragonstone, they decide, okay, how are we both going to go to the north together? They both agree to sail together. Epic boat sex is on the way. Then, of course, we got Theon and Jon talking, which was, a very touching moment. Theon's kind of like, I don't know how I felt. I was a Stark, but, I'm a Greyjoy. And, of course, Jon, is talking to him, saying, hey, you know what? No matter what, you're still a Stark. You don't have to choose being a Greyjoy or a Stark. You can be both. Which, does or is going forward definitely going to be something that Jon is going to have to face once he finds out who he really is. He's not a bastard. He's not, well, he is a Stark, part Stark, I should say, but he is also a Targaryen. So, that did foreshadow, a little bit of what to come. Hey, you don't have to choose between being a Greyjoy or Stark, just like Jon's not going to have to choose between being a Targaryen and a Stark. So, very interesting there. Then, of course, he points out that he is going to, go after Yara and stuff like that, since, Yara was the only one that came after Theon and tried to help him. Then, of course, we go down to the ship and stuff like that. The Iron Islanders, start spitting on Theon, and one of them gets into a fight, until he tries to go for the cheap shot of the balls, which, of course, Theon is missing. So that's when Theon ended up getting the upper hand, and he basically won the loyalty of I guess what is left of the Iron Island, Yara's crew and stuff like that. Alright, where else are we? Then back at Winterfell, we finally get the moment we've all been waiting for. Sansa orders Arya brought to the Great Hall, and this is when she starts accusing her and stuff like that. But just as she's done, you stand accused of murder, you stand accused of treason. How do you answer these charges, Lord Baelish? And of course he's kind of like, the fuck? Wait a minute, hold up, wait, what? So yep, we get that moment. Littlefinger is brought to the center, and all of his crimes come out. I believe that's just kind of like how I predicted it, that this whole tension between the two was just an act, just in case he was watching or one of his spies was watching. So it does seem like, they were on the same page. They already talked to Bran. Of course they didn't show it or anything like that, but, everybody was all together in on this. And, that's when all of his crimes and stuff like that came out. You poisoned Jon Arryn, you killed Lysa Arryn, you betrayed my father, all all the crimes he did just started to completely pour out, and this was the moment where he could not basically talk his way out of anything. He was basically screwed right there. He tries to beg for mercy, didn't work. He gets down on his knees and he tries to squeeze out a few crocodile tears, as it says. And then, of course, Sansa's like, thank you for all your many lessons, Lord Baelish. I will never forget them. And the moment we've all been waiting for, Arya walks over and whoosh, right across the throat with the knife she used on her father. Well, not, kill her father, but, capture her father. And he dies. The moment we've all been waiting for. Then, of course, back at King's Landing, this is where we get the scene. Jaime's preparing. All right, setting strategy, how we're gonna go north and stuff like that. Cersei's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And of course, Jaime's like, "Well, I'm preparing, our army to go north. Like you said." She's like, "Are you stupid? You are like the dumbest son of a bitch you've ever seen. I lied. You really think we're going to send our army up north with them? No, that's not going to happen." And then, of course, this is also where we find out, Euron actually, didn't run away like a coward. He actually left on his ships and is sneaking around to Essos to pick up the Golden Company. Because they do have the backing of the Iron Bank. That whole debt was paid off in one fell swoop. And yeah, that Euron is off to Essos to pick up the Golden Company. 20,000 men, horses, elephants, which could be interesting. That would be very interesting. I don't know if they're going to CGI those in, but I'm sure they just wouldn't mention them if they're not going to show them. But we'll have to wait and see for Season 8 for that. Jaime's disgusted by this. And she says, nobody walks away from me, or nobody leaves me. And then, of course, the Mountain sneaks up behind him, kind of draws his sword a little bit, but, Cersei's like, nope, that's all right. Don't worry about it. And, off Jaime goes. He leaves Cersei behind. What else do we have? House Stark again. Sam arrives at Winterfell, where him and Bran, finally talk and everything like that. Of course, Bran's like, "Hey, I'm a three-eyed raven." And Sam's kind of like, "Okay. I don't know what that is, but cool. Good for you." And, this is where they start talking about, Jon's parentage and stuff like that. Saying, hey, he's not actually a Stark. He's not a bastard. He's actually a Sand. He was born, in the Tower of Joy, in Dorne and stuff like that. And Sam's like, well, no, he's not that either. He's, actually a Targaryen, because, I was reading some manuscripts and stuff like that, and Rhaegar and Lyanna actually got married. So, yeah, he is the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. And, of course, Bran starts going through his visions and everything like that, and he witnesses the whole secret marriage and stuff like that. And, of course, he says Robert's rebellion was built on a lie. Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her. He loved her, and she loved him. And we also find out that Jon's real name is Aegon Targaryen. Very cool. The moment we've all been waiting for. We finally know his real name and everything like that. And of course, again, going towards, while this is all happening, we are getting the epic boat sex, between aunt and nephew there. So we are getting the boat sex scene. And what was also very interesting was, there's another theory on this that I'm going to have to cover. During that whole scene, Tyrion walks out and he goes towards the door, but I think he stops, as Jon is going in there. and he kind of looks like, I don't know, he's got like a nervous, worried, concerned look on his face. So, I think there's a little bit more to that scene. Because don't forget, way back in the beginning when Cersei and Tyrion were talking, it just flashed back to, Tyrion walking back to the dragon pit. We don't know exactly what other conversation took place, what made her come back out into the dragon pit and stuff like that. So I think there is more to this conversation that Tyrion was going to mention, but kind of held off on after seeing Jon go in there and stuff like that and hearing them having sex. There is another theory to that. I will do a video on that one as well. But yeah, there could definitely be more to that scene than we're led on to. I think Tyrion may have made some sort of deal, and I don't know. I don't think he betrayed her, but I think a deal was made between him and Cersei, and I think that deal just might have, kind of gone to shit. And then of course, the final scene we get is, Bran walking into the Ravens, flying, up to the wall and stuff like that, and then we get Tormund and Beric standing atop the wall and stuff like that when they notice the moment we've all been waiting for. The Night King's army comes out. Some pretty cool pictures and stuff like that. Night King's army comes out and they march right up to the wall, and of course the moment the Night King comes flying in on Viserion, and he just starts unloading onto the wall, breathing, I don't know, his frost fire or whatever power that was, basically attacking the wall. Gotta say, it looks badass. And of course, Beric and Tormund and stuff like that start fleeing away, running down the wall and stuff like that. And then of course, the big moment, the wall comes down and the army of the dead starts to pass through, flooding into the north. And damn, that is a shitload of walkers, White Walkers. But yeah, that was one cool scene, was definitely seeing the wall come down. That was awesome. But that was the whole episode right there. Amazing season finale. Can't wait for season 8. Don't know exactly when that is going to be. Some people say 2018, some people say 2019. I do know that filming begins in October. So don't forget, they're only doing 6 episodes. So filming might not take as long as some people think. Some people think it could premiere in September. But, that's if they stay on course with the filming. If they film, what was it I read? If they go from October to April, I think, if they film that much time. And then, of course, post-production and stuff like that, it could be out by September. The beginning of September, maybe. And then other people are saying, well, it could be, the first half of 2019, maybe January or something like that. But of course, none of this is confirmed at this time. But all we do know is filming begins in October. But definitely looking forward to season 8. Should be insane. 6 episodes. Shit is going down. But anyways, back to the episode. Amazing episode. Great finale. You get the whole dragon pit, which did seem kind of pretty much useless. I mean, yeah, she brought a white, but a White Walker. But I mean, Cersei already has, a zombie. She's got the Mountain who's dead and came back to life. So I mean, she already knows about this stuff, kind of. But she really doesn't care. I mean, the only really reason for it was just to get Jaime on board, I guess. You know, so he left Cersei. He's coming up north. He's probably going to inform him, hey, Cersei's not coming. You know, the Golden Company's coming this way too, and she has, you know, no plans to send her army north. Yeah, then of course the boat sex, the marriage scene, Jon's parentage, or finding out his real name, and of course the wall coming down. So overall, an amazing episode. Can't wait for season 8. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be doing plenty more videos. Like I said, I do have 2 theory videos I'm going to be doing. You know, I have what was it, the Tyrion theory. You know, why was Tyrion going towards Daenerys's room, and why did he stop, you know, after Jon went in there? And the other theory about the White Walker and Cersei, you know, when the White Walker charged after Cersei. There's a theory on that. So I'm going to be doing more theory videos. I'm going to be doing my prediction video for season 8, and also for you know, those of you who want to know spoilers and stuff like that, I am going to be doing filming update videos, you know, kind of similar to the ones I'm doing with The Walking Dead right now. So anytime there's any you know, behind the scenes pictures or any type of, you know, information, like, you know, Jon Snow was spotted, you know, at Winterfell, you know, anything like that, you know, I'll do a video on it. You know, like I said, it will just be like my Walking Dead filming update videos and stuff like that. So if you want to know what's going on, stick around for those. And yeah, other than that, you know, more videos are on the way. So I will see you guys next time.